Joining us now by telephone, our friend Howie Carr. Howie, you were here yesterday. We talked about this anniversary, and today, as we commemorate what transpired 1 year ago, again, there is public policy inertia when it comes to our immigration policy.
Well, exactly, JD. And as a matter of fact, there's more than inertia. The New York Times has run another puff piece on the surviving terrorists. I can't believe it. They're saying, what is he doing still at Devon's Medical Center? You know, which is a place near Boston where his relatives, the ones that haven't fled the country to escape their default warrants, are still around. They're saying, why is he still locked up? Because, you know, in a secure facility when no one thinks he's a danger. Well, I think he's a danger, and I have a feeling if they had him down at the other jail where they usually put federal prisoners, which is the Plymouth County Correctional Facility, they'd probably be saying, oh, the poor boy, he doesn't have anything to do. It's a very boring prison. You know, I mean, I cannot believe that the New York Times, of all people, you know, this is the same paper, JD, that ran the puff piece on Bill Ayers on September 11th, 2001, on the front page, the terrorists who tried to blow up the Pentagon. The same day that the World Trade Centers were blown up, they're running a sob story about him. And now they've done it again with this guy, Zarnia. It's just astounding.
What do you think motivates people on the editorial board or people who are writing for the Times? Why this need to coddle enemies of this nation? Why this need to make them into celebrities? Why the misguided effort by Rolling Stone to take the photo of the surviving brother and turn him into some sort of murderous matinee idol? Has our popular culture taken a turn for the worse? Are we openly rooting for the suicide of our republic?
You know, JD, I'm just appalled by it. I mean, I told you before that when he was first brought to federal district court in South Boston, there were all these women there that I can only describe as groupies. I mean, there weren't a lot of them, but they were these teenagers. I mean, it probably was like when the Beatles arrived in New York back in 1964, and now they say this guy is getting hundreds of letters a month at Devon's and you know, the Federal Medical Center where he is, and they interviewed, the New York Times interviewed this woman who writes him a letter every 3 days and says, I can't believe he's guilty because he's so cute. I mean, should that person be allowed to vote, JD? I really don't think so.
Well, it's hard to, you know, you can understand why somebody would write in when you hear this, you know, just a small example here. This is continually called a case of homegrown terrorism, which we know to be patently false.
Right.
Since Tamerlan Tsarnaev went over to Dagestan in eastern Russia and was there training in mosques and getting educated, we use that term loosely, in these radical mosques that exist there. So how can they continue to call this homegrown terrorism? And Howie, as a Bostonian, how much does it anger you to hear that repeated in the media over and over again?
I know, it's the same word that the Globe has used, at least the Boston Globe has used at least twice, homegrown. I mean, you know, JD and John, we're down here in Florida, and you know, if I went to the Publix market and I saw a sign that said homegrown tomatoes, and I said, oh gee, they're homegrown. Where'd they come from? Chechnya. I wouldn't think those were homegrown tomatoes, would you? I mean, come on. Why are we covering up for this guy? I don't get it. I mean, it's, you know, sometimes I think it's just because he's cute. Do the editors of Rolling Stone and the Boston Globe and the New York Times think, do they have like a crush on this guy? I mean, what's going on?
Well,
they
you remember, Howie,
videotape of him putting one of those pressure cookers right in front of the 8-year-old kid, Martin Richards. I mean, even if you think, a lot of these letter writers apparently think he didn't do it.
Howie, you have absolutely set the stage for what should be a somber remembrance, not a perverse cult of personalities or outward appearance that sadly seems to have overtaken this, at least in terms of some leftist media outlets. As always, Howie, we appreciate your perspective on what should be a very somber anniversary. Thank you, sir.
Bye.
And we'll keep monitoring the memorials as they happen throughout the day, and we'll bring you updates throughout the program here on America's Forum. Of course, we'd love to hear from you as well. What do you think about the way Dzhokhar Tsarnaev is being treated in the media? Is it fair? Is it unfair? Is it just disgusting? You can find us on social media. Contact info is now up on the screen. We'll be back after this.